It isn't just a week, that's a long time in politics, it's also a few hours. We went to sleep with one man as Chief Minister of Haryana and we woke with ML Khattar gone and Nayab Singh Saini in his place. I'm Barkha Dutt, you're with the Mojo Story. We are looking at the dramatic developments in Haryana where after cracks in the BJP JJP alliance, the BJP basically renegotiated the entire political landscape and has brought in a new chief minister. Mr. ML Khattar, who was being praised by the Prime Minister just hours ago, is gone. Nobody quite knows the thinking behind this move. Will ML Khattar be contesting Lok Sabha elections? Was there some other reasons? What we do know is that Dushyant Chautala could not get his way in the seat-sharing negotiations, and now he is fighting to preserve his party as the BJP breaks away MLAs from his party, confident of walking into the elections with a majority in place. To talk about these dramatic developments and what signal they're sending out to other chief ministers across India, we're joined by Aarti Jairat, veteran journalist. She's with us. Welcome to the program, Aarti. Sandeep Ghosh, political analyst, is with us. Welcome back. Sandeep. Ashwini Shahi, BJP leader, is with us. And Tehseen Poonawala, Congress supporter, should be with us in a moment. Now, before we get into the deep dive of Haryana, the Prime Minister was saying this about ML Khattar, not last week, but just yesterday. Take a look.
मनोहर लाल जी और मैं बहुत पुराने साथी हैं। दरी पर सोने का जमाना था, तब भी साथ काम करते थे। और मनोहर लाल जी के पास एक मोटरसाइकिल रहती थी, तो वो मोटरसाइकिल चलाते थे, मैं पीछे बैठता था, रोहतक से निकलता था और गुरुग्राम आकर के रुकता था। ये हमारा लगातार हरियाणा का भ्रमण मोटरसाइकिल पे हुआ करता था। और मुझे याद है उस समय गुरुग्राम में मोटरसाइकिल पर आते थे, रास्ते छोटे थे, इतनी दिक्कत होती थी। आज मुझे खुशी हो रही है कि हम भी साथ हैं और आपका भविष्य भी साथ है।
अश्विनी शाही जी, हमें तो समझ नहीं आती, शायद आप हमें समझा दें, क्या हो गया कि कल खट्टर जी के लिए इतनी प्रशंसा, आज एक नया मुख्यमंत्री, क्या सोच है इसमें? मैं समझ सकती हूँ कि सीट शेयरिंग की जो बातचीत चल रही थी वो ठीक नहीं चली, लेकिन व्हाई नॉट द सेम चीफ मिनिस्टर?
बरखा जी, देखिए, ये पार्टी का मतलब इंटरनल मैटर है, क्योंकि सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास का नारा ही हमारा नारा है। 54 साल के यंग चेहरे सैनी साहब, मैं आपके चैनल से उनको बधाई देता हूं। खट्टर साहब का जो अभी आपने सुनाया माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का, इस चीज को याद रखिएगा, आने वाले दिनों में खट्टर साहब किसी अन्य महत्वपूर्ण जगह पर होंगे। आज पूरे हिंदुस्तान में देखिए, सभी राजनीतिक दलों में वो चीज नहीं है। सेकेंड लाइन की लीडरशिप खत्म हो चुकी है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने देखिए तीरथ सिंह रावत के बाद धामी साहब को मुख्यमंत्री बनाया, हम लोग दोबारा सरकार में आए। उत्तर प्रदेश में योगी साहब को मुख्यमंत्री बनाया गया, अचानक नाम आया, दोबारा सरकार में 37 साल के बाद आए। उधर विप्लव देव जी को बनाया गया, त्रिपुरा में हमारी सरकार आई। गुजरात में देखिए किस तरीके से शानदार जीत हुई। तो राजनीतिक दल हैं, हमको भी राजनीति, हमारे नेताओं को भी आगे बढ़ाने की बात होती है। हमारे ऊपर आरोप लग जाते हैं कि बाहर से आयातित लोगों को बनाया जाता है। यहां देखिए, ये तो हमारे संगठन में भी रहे सैनी साहब, विधायक भी रहे, मंत्री भी रहे, सांसद भी रहे, फिर आज मुख्यमंत्री की कुर्सी पर गए हैं। तो पार्टी के जो वर्कर हैं उनकी भी उतनी तरजीह है जितनी कि बाहर से आए लोगों का सम्मान है। तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी, इसीलिए कहते हैं हम लोग, सबका साथ, सबका विकास और सबका विश्वास। एक बेहतर युवा व्यक्ति को आज जो है कमान दी गई है और हरियाणा में फिर से हम जो है आने वाले 6 महीने के बाद जो चुनाव है उसमें, और इस चुनाव में देखिएगा बहुत ही बेहतर प्रदर्शन भारतीय जनता पार्टी करेगी।
Aarti, before we actually look at the numbers, the BJP is obviously quite confident about the numbers. They've managed to break away a faction of the JJP. They have the support of the independent MLAs. The real message is the BJP's capacity to change, replace stalwarts at their sort of beck and command. but with some thought. This is also, as Ashwini Shahi said, a young leader, an OBC leader, also considered close to ML Khattar. There's no sign of any rebellion from Mr. Khattar. Ashwini Shahi says soon he'll be at an important position as well. What do you make of what's happened and how suddenly it's happened?
So this is, the Modi Shah style. We've seen this, you remember in Gujarat 1 year before the elections, overnight, they suddenly got the entire cabinet to resign and change the chief minister and put in new ministers. This is a very trademark, style of Narendra Modi and, of course, Amit Shah as his second in command. And the point is, I think that it's very well thought out. It's not something that has been done on the spur of the moment or anything. It's well thought out. Firstly, you get in a OBC leader. The Sainis have been the backbone of the BJP support in Haryana, in UP as well. So you get in a Saini leader, and thereby you send out a message to the OBCs that the BJP is very much there with them and taking care of their interests. Secondly, you get rid of any anti-incumbency by removing Khattar. But I believe he's going to get a Lok Sabha ticket. And I think your BJP spokesperson is quite right. If Modi comes back for a third term, Khattar will be in some prominent position here in Delhi. And thirdly, I think that this is really crucial. They were having a lot of problems with Dushyant Chautala. They had to get rid of him somehow. And, I think they didn't want to kick him out. They didn't want to break his party like that. So the easiest way was to do, the Kamraj formula, the old Congress Kamraj formula, where everybody resigns. And then you appoint a whole new set of people, including, and get in some breakaway JJP MLAs so that you make up the numbers. So it's a very, sophisticated operation, really, in Haryana. And the BJP is very lucky because in Haryana, who's its main opponent? It's the Congress. And as we've seen in state after state after state, except Karnataka, the Congress is really no match for the BJP's politics.
Yeah. And, I'm sure when Tehseen is able to join us, he'll have a thing or two to say about that. But Sandeep, how do you see these developments, right? The one thing is for sure that nobody ever knows what the BJP is going to do, not journalists, not even party colleagues. It comes suddenly. And when it comes, it doesn't come without a plan. I think that's the point that both Ashwini, Shahi and Aarti have made. It looks overnight, but it isn't overnight. How do you see what's happened? Hang on, let me unmute you, Sandeep. Give me a second. You're muted at your end, Sandeep.
Yeah. The first point you said is absolutely right. Even our friend Tehseen in absentia, he predicted something at 12 o'clock or after the news was announced. Even that's gone wrong. He was saying that he'll probably announce Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha together, and or Khattar himself is going to come back, sworn in again. Both have gone wrong. So I'm not blaming it on him. I think it's, as you said, it's quite pointless, betting on what's there in Modi Shah's mind. So we should leave that aside and really not try to figure out what's ahead also. Tehseen, I was speaking on your behalf because quoting your tweet in the afternoon.
But we were waiting for you. Yes. We were waiting for you to join, and he said you predicted something big at noon, but you got that wrong. You want to quickly respond before Sandeep makes his point?
No, you had said there are two possibilities. Either they will, get the elections together, or Khattar will be re-sworn in. The point I was making,
but that was Bonnie.
Yeah, you can never predict whether it's 5 minutes before or 5 days or 5 hours before. So that's an aside. That's not in any way criticizing you, but that's the state of affairs. But I think, Barkha, to me, the larger message is BJP is now on winner takes it all spree. They want to go all out and not leave anything to chance. And Congress or other people might say this smacks of insecurity. I don't think it's insecurity. They are clearly, Mr. Modi is planning in his third term. He has to do things which has left unaccomplished because of some, whether it's the Rajya Sabha numbers or total numbers. So right now he wants to go all the way. And therefore they are not taking any chances, be it on the assembly election numbers. So you see, look at the kind of trade-offs which have happened in Andhra. It's a very interesting thing that they have yielded space to TDP for their the assembly and got whatever they wanted on the Lok Sabha. And that's what we hear is the kind of formula being discussed with BJP. Whether that will come to fruition or not, we really don't know. So they are moving in that sort of a plan by which you have both the Rajya Sabha numbers and whatever, certainly 370. Internally they may even have a higher target, and so that is the way it is moving. And what everybody has said, I don't think Khattar will be dumped. If you see in hindsight, even Shivraj Singh hasn't been dumped; he has been rehabilitated. And even before all these things, his ticket and everything was announced, I know for a fact he had meetings with Mr. Modi, and he was given a clear mandate to do. He has also got his equations and everything on the ground at various places. So you find Shivraj Singh was traveling to as unlikely places as West Bengal, and now he is down south. So he has been also being used a bit like an emissary.
But I'm not sure that Shivraj Singh Chauhan would have chosen Member of Parliament over being Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, to be fair, Sandeep.
No, that is not fair. But even when he was, people thought he'll be dumped and he'll be, put also into the Margdashak Mandal or, be made like Raman Singh and all a speaker. That's not it. He has his ground support. So he has been. Whereas you see Vasundhara Raje, we don't see her anywhere in the reckoning just now.
Yeah. So I think the point is, speaking to Sandeep's point about your predictions early in the morning, Jairam Ramesh was sounding very confident that this somehow was a booster for the Congress. Dipinder Hooda made similar comments. Let me play out his statement and then get your response to the dramatic developments. Take a look.
जय जवान, जय किसान, जय नौजवान, जय पहलवान. जो हरियाणा में बदलाव लाया है, वो देश में भी बदलाव लाया.
Okay, Tehzeeb.
So I don't know what the badlav in Haryana was, because BJP had a government, it formed the government again. So there's no badlav in that sense. But yes, I mean, I saw the tweet and I didn't realize I should have written, will the governor call the BJP to form the government, or will it be election simultaneously? That's what I meant. And I think because Manohar Lal Khattar was trending, I put Manohar Lal Khattar again. But it is a fact that Manohar Lal Khattar will be asked to fight from Karnal. He will be asked to fight an MP election. That's point number one. Will Shivraj Singh Chauhan ji or Manohar Lal Khattar be happy with that? Absolutely not. Point number three. Nobody is today talking about the BJP and the mismanagement in the BJP or the desperateness in the BJP. Now, this will be termed as Chanakya Niti, strategy, fabulous. But the fact is, Anil Vij did not attend the swearing-in ceremony. We know Anil Vij walked out of the meeting. We know he went home in his own personal car. He was extremely angry. He's one of the oldest BJP leaders there. He's come up from the sun. So this is all said, but Modi ji's magic will override all of this. Fact is, there is a lot of discontent in the BJP. The discontent in the BJP is a lot of BJP karyakartas feel, and yesterday I was talking to a few of them, very senior leaders. They feel, look, all our lives we've worked very hard to be in the position BJP is today. And anyone who just walks in from the Congress or walks in from anywhere, just because Mr. Modi has to get 400 seats, is made an MP, is made a minister, is given a ticket, this is happening over loyalists. So there is that discontent. Two, in Haryana, the situation is slightly different. The man on your screen, Mr. Dushyant Chautala, they've actually broken this alliance with him to split the Congress votes, both in the Lok Sabha and the Assembly elections. The next move of theirs will be to let the Chautalas, senior Chautala, out of jail on parole so he can campaign. They will do that. They will manage it. The government will put up a decent case in front of the court in a compelling case. So that will get managed. He will get a parole and he will campaign, because the BJP feels the Jat vote is gravitating towards the Congress. Also, they do feel that the Punjabi vote is upset with the BJP. Therefore, Khattar does not solve any purpose. Also, the current chief minister sort of neutralizes the OBC card of the Congress. This is the BJP thinking. But in Haryana, there is an anti-BJP wave. People are very upset with the BJP. And I don't think this short time It may help in the Lok Sabha because of Modi ji's personality, but assembly, definitely the BJP is going down. As of today, it seems the BJP is
So
very,
in that,
very, with a very
in
bad
in
spirit.
that,
And just one line about 3 days ago, and I should have anticipated. Again, this is something I didn't tweet. About 3 days ago, there was a major reshuffle in the police bureaucracy. A massive reshuffle happened 3 days ago. People from a lot of departments were moved to from narcotics, anti-corruption. These are departments that generally don't have too much work, were moved to other important departments. When this reshuffle happens, you know something big is happening politically. Otherwise, chief ministers don't do such a massive reshuffle. This happened 3 days ago.
Okay, I have a question for you. If indeed the BJP is on the back foot, there's tumult within the BJP and all the rest of it, why was the Congress not even able to convert this moment into an advantage for itself?
It will. The Huddas and the Congress will. As of now, in assembly, they will. They will win. As of today, in assembly, the Congress is way ahead in the BJP. Lok Sabha, the BJP does have a lot of heft. It does bring in Prime Minister Modi's extra votes. But also remember, sitting BJP MPs come to Congress from Haryana. A sitting MP has come. That's big. In a time when the BJP is center and the state with it, a sitting MP to come. And not just in Haryana, even in Rajasthan and other states, but because we're focusing on Haryana. So there is discontent amongst people. And they're trying to get the other votes. So by making an OBC chief minister, Haryana politics is generally Jat versus others. They know the Punjabi vote is not coming. They're trying to get the others and neutralize Rahul Gandhi's OBC card. That's what they're trying to do.
Okay. So
but there is a Modi factor in Lok Sabha.
Okay, so you believe the Modi factor in the Lok Sabha, but the assembly, this is going to mean advantage Congress. Let's open this up. Ashwini ji.
तहसीन जी अच्छा बयान किया, लेकिन जयराम जी को मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूं कि उन्होंने देश के बदलाव की बात की और देश में फिर से वही हवा और लहर आ रही है। देखिए, भाजपा है, भाजपा रहेगी। तो जयराम जी को भी धन्यवाद। दूसरा मैं ये कहना चाहता हूं कि तहसीन जी 2014, आज हम लोग 24 में हैं, 2010 साल पहले बरखा जी, भारतीय जनता पार्टी हरियाणा में कुछ नहीं थी। आज 10 साल में हम लोगों ने कहां से उस समय तो बहुत तुर्रम खा, बहुत लोग थे, कांग्रेस थी और क्या क्या था वहां, लेकिन आज कुछ दिख नहीं रहा है। आज सिर्फ और सिर्फ भारतीय जनता पार्टी दिख रही है। आज जो है जिस स्थिति में वो हरियाणा के लोगों ने भारतीय जनता पार्टी का साथ दिया है 10 सालों में, वो एक मतलब तारीफ जितनी की जाए कम है। और खट्टर साहब ने काम भी किया है, तो वो देखने को मिलता है। राहुल गांधी जी और कांग्रेस के लोग 19 बार राहुल गांधी जी को लॉन्च करने की सोच चुके हैं। राहुल गांधी जी लॉन्च ही नहीं हो रहे हैं। और यहाँ भाजपा है जो रोज नए नए चेहरों के साथ हर प्रदेश में अपने झंडे गाड़ते चली जा रही है। तो ये कौन सा ओबीसी फैक्टर है जो उनका ओबीसी फैक्टर है? भाई, हमने देश को ओबीसी प्रधानमंत्री दिया हुआ है, हमने ओबीसी मुख्यमंत्री दिए हुए हैं कई। वहां देखिए, मध्य प्रदेश देख लीजिए, आज नया फिर देख लीजिए। तो इसमें क्या है? इसमें ओबीसी फैक्टर राहुल गांधी जी उसको बुनाने की कोशिश ना करें। राहुल गांधी जी एक असफल प्रयास में चल रहे हैं, मोहम्मद की दुकान खोलते हुए। वो स्थितियां उनके विपरीत ही रहनी है, उनकी कहीं स्थिति उनके पक्ष में नहीं आनी है। और भारतीय जनता पार्टी आज हरियाणा में, आप कह रहे हैं, आपको देखिएगा आने वाले चुनाव में, मैं इस चुनाव की बात नहीं कर रहा हूं, आने वाले चुनाव में हम फिर से स्पष्ट बहुमत की सरकार बनाने जा रहे हैं। क्योंकि मैंने अभी, तहसीन जी नहीं है, फिर से दोहरा देता हूं, याद कीजिए धामी जी को, याद कीजिए योगी जी को, याद कीजिए विप्लव देव जी को, याद कीजिए गुजरात को। और रही बात पार्टी छोड़ने वाले लोगों की, तो देखिए चुनाव में तो इसमें बहुत अंतर नहीं पड़ता है कौन कहां जा रहा है, लेकिन वो मंडाविया जी जो है आपके, देखिए तो पूरी कांग्रेस ही आ गई। इसका मतलब गुजरात में तो कांग्रेस बची ही नहीं, सबसे बड़े नेता थे वहां के। तो इसलिए इस चुनाव में कौन कहां जा रहा है उस पर तहसीन भाई हम ध्यान न दें तो ज्यादा अच्छा है। बहुत लोग इधर से उधर जाएंगे और आएंगे, लेकिन चुनाव के बाद कौन कहां रहता है आप गिनती करिए। कांग्रेस की एक लाइन बोलकर खत्म करूंगा, गिनती कीजिए कांग्रेस के लोगों की। कांग्रेस के लोग आना चाहते हैं और भारतीय जनता पार्टी जिसको छोड़ रही है वही जा रहा है बरखा जी बाहर, बाकी कोई बाहर नहीं जा रहा है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी जिसको छोड़ रही है वही बाहर जा रहा है, ये ध्यान देने वाली चीज है।
ओके, मैं अभी ये बात तहसीन के सामने रखूंगी, बट संदीप, डू यू थिंक इन सम वेज द न्यू स्लू ऑफ बीजेपी चीफ मिनिस्टर्स indicate also in a sense the irrelevance of the individual in state politics, with the exception of only Yogi Adityanath, Ashwini Shahi ji's state chief minister? Sandeep Ghosh.
See, Barkha, as you all say, I think BJP under Modi Shah is a very, very corporatized political party. They follow, if you were to say, a human resources or talent management policy, which is very akin to what good, successful corporates do. This is in terms of, churning of fresh blood, taking people out. And when you take people out, that there'll be some discontent, some this thing, but they do that in a systematic manner. Modi Shah, in their first 2 terms, they could not, if you all of us know, could not bite the bullet with a lot of people. That's why Vasundhara got a second term. And Vasundhara was even hoping that now she'll get another turn. But by now, the BJP, they had a very clear strategy of how to neutralize her and because any of these people, same was with Shivraj Singh. They had to do a very, very gentle operation there. Unlike Vasundhara, which was a very, I think, tactical and strategic.
And the need for this, borrowing from corporate culture, the need for this is what? What is the need for it?
The need for this is to, certainly, inject new energy, new blood, and develop the second line of leadership. They have to do. And without, getting into the future, one is, I wouldn't get into 6 months down the line what will happen in assembly election. But if BJP wins the Lok Sabha election and with a new face, I think if assuming BJP's chips are down in Haryana, they certainly will improve their chips, at least from, had they continued Khattar, fatigued, there is an element of fatigue setting in there, and a reputation monotony, they'll certainly would have upped their prospects to some extent. Whether Congress can better that or not, that's a different conjecture. The change, Barkha, from what Tehseen said and what Yashwini ji is saying, where I'll agree, is this is a new phenomena that if people who are not getting tickets or who are falling out of favor down the line are quitting BJP today and moving elsewhere rather than biding their time here. And I again relate that to that in today's world, as I keep saying, people's shelf lives, even in politics, have become shorter.
Shorter and shorter.
So these people know that if they are not today itself, they're irrelevant in BJP, there is no reason 5 years later their stock will rise. So if BJP is letting in people from the other parties, that loyalty factor has, diluted. Similar, I coming from a corporate culture, I see this similarly from the organizations I had worked for. The organization where I started my life, people would join that organization to retire. But somehow along the line, when they found that organization was also bringing in people from outside, rather than biding your time, waiting to retire, you move away and to greener pastures. So this is all change, signs of the time.
I was going to come to Aarti, but Tehseen, you have a response. Tehseen, go ahead. Tehseen, can we unmute Tehseen, please? Give me a second. Let me just. You're unmuted.
Thank you.
Yeah,
perfect. No, I like the example that Sandeep gave, and it's an often given example in politics about corporate structure. But you see, there's a fundamental difference in politics and in corporate. For example, in corporate, somebody like Sandeep, he may want to go to serve the country or a larger cause, but essentially you're working for yourself and the corporate. It's a very limited arrangement. Shareholders don't have a right to choose who votes, who comes in and is occupying what position in the company. In an election, when you go from one political party to another, you're letting down your voters. You've come on elected on a Congress ticket. Now you're going on the BJP. You're promising the Congress ideology. You've taken the Congress voters. Now the BJP. I think this is something we all must reflect. It can't simply be said that this happens in corporate India, so it should be allowed in politics. That's a major difference. I vote for Congress because I completely detest certain things about the BJP. Imagine how I would be let down if somebody I voted for who's come on a Congress ideology now goes and jumps ship to the BJP. Or saying similarly, somebody who votes the BJP and detests Congress for something, and the person now jumped into the Congress and Congress is given. This has to be a larger conversation. This has to end. It can't go on this way. This seems like Congress Modi versus Congress Rahul Gandhi, this election 2024.
I partly agree with you, Tehseen. Where I'll draw a distinction, I certainly agree this applies when in the politics of defection. When people have been elected, they've come into government and the whole hog, they move somewhere else. That is, I think, cheating the electorate. Because I had elected you on the faith that you're going to serve me, and then you in a particular thing and you go. But the analogy, again, I'm drawing, Tehseen, and I'll repeat. If, say, I was telling I worked for organization X where people used to value loyalty, and at some stage, I find that the organization finds my value has reduced, and if I can encash my value better in another place, like Barkha worked for a channel where again people used to work for their lifetime till that at that point in time. At some point in time, if she found that her value was not being given, she moved on to somewhere. Then she will not feel this thing, oh, so and so had made me what I am, and therefore I will stick there for life. So that concept has changed. So these people who are leaving, if they had the vulnerability, they would have stayed back. But the fact is, if their constituency was rejecting them, that means their equity has fallen. So they're not really letting them down.
So the idea of lifetime stints is in politics is kind of over, Aarti. There are some exceptions even in the BJP superstructure.
Again, example, Tehseen. If I am working and I have a boss who is very unpopular, who's a very bad boss, but you continue with him because he's an old loyal soldier, I below the line will leave. So similarly, if somebody is above me in politics and who is not delivering just because he's an old guard, and that's precisely what's happening in Congress.
Okay, let Aarti come in before Tehseen and Ashwini make closing remarks. Aarti, go ahead.
Sorry, what is the question, Barkha?
I'm saying Sandeep and Tehseen have had a kind of philosophical conversation about how, politics is changing. Politics is getting corporatized, but that's politics under the BJP. And that too, I would like to say not completely, because there is a Yogi Adityanath to whom you will not apply this principle, because you dare not, because politically there is a different game at play. There is the top where the BJP is today, all about the Prime Minister. That is the man is the message. But yes, I do take.
What is Yogi's age? Don't compare a Yogi with Khattar. Okay, Yogi is younger than
No. I agree. I just meant that Yogi Adityanath is one chief minister who will not be changed or replaced by party high command. That's my only limited point.
Today, you don't know. After third term, what happens? You don't know.
Okay, we'll get Ashwini Shahi later, but Aarti, do come. See, there are two messages: one to BJP chief ministers, but two also to regional allies. Right? The point is that Dushyant Chautala today has no cards left to play.
Yeah, he doesn't. But at the same time, I mean, if you look at the deal that they have done in Andhra Pradesh with Chandrababu Naidu, I mean, mind you, Chandrababu Naidu had all sorts of very nasty things to say about Modi. But the fact is that they are, they have joined hands today, and the BJP realizes that in Andhra Pradesh it doesn't have much of a presence, so it is accepted. I think some 6 seats or something, and the rest are being fought by the TDP.
Yeah.
It's fighting the majority of Lok Sabha seats, and it's fighting the majority of, assembly seats. So that's it. I think really the difference today between today's, and now let's just talk about the BJP. The difference between today's BJP and the BJP under Vajpayee and Advani is that today's BJP has no mass leaders except Yogi Adityanath. I mean, all these people they have pulled out of the closet and made chief ministers. Did you even hear of them before? The guy who has become the chief minister of Rajasthan, nobody knew who he was till he was suddenly appointed chief minister of Rajasthan.
I mean, they will say Delhi media didn't know, but that's the point.
No, but sorry, even in Rajasthan, he was not much of a well-known figure in Rajasthan. And as far as the Delhi media is concerned, I mean, Shivraj Singh Chauhan, Narendra Modi, Vasundhara Raje, all of us sitting in Delhi knew them very well. Although they were local leaders because they were mass leaders. They had a sizable following and they were popular with the electorate. Today, the BJP chief ministers are handpicked by Modi and Shah, depending on what suits Modi and Shah, whether at that point they're looking at caste and, caste combinations, or they're looking at somebody who will, follow their line, accept their diktats, or whatever. It is their calculation that goes into the choice of chief minister. And that is the big difference. Under Vajpayee and Advani, they actually nurtured a second line of leadership. They allowed them to develop. Where would Narendra Modi have been today if he wasn't given the freedom and the space to build up an independent base for himself in Gujarat?
That's a very interesting argument. Let me get closing comments from Ashwini Shahi and Tehseen on that point. Ashwini Shahi, Aarti Jairad का कहना है कि मोदी जी को छोड़ के और योगी जी को छोड़ के बीजेपी के पास कोई लीडर ही नहीं है.
आरती जी की सोच है। देखिए, मुद्दा ये नहीं है कि उन्होंने कहा कि राजस्थान के मुख्यमंत्री को राजस्थान में कोई नहीं जान रहा है, दिल्ली में कोई नहीं जान रहा है। अभी 4 दिन हुआ है, आने दीजिए। मुद्दा ये है कि राजस्थान को उस गड्ढे से निकाल कर बाहर ले आने में क्या करते हैं वो, उनका क्या योगदान होता है। जैसा कि धामी जी ने उत्तराखंड में सरकार दोबारा उनके उनके चेहरे पर सरकार आई और वहां पर आज बेहतर काम हो रहे हैं डेवलपमेंट के। आप तीसरे नेता, चौथे नेता, पांचवें नेता को भूल रही हैं। आसाम के मुख्यमंत्री के पीछे इस समय पूरे देश में डिमांड है आसाम के मुख्यमंत्री की। आप कैसे कह रही हैं कि योगी जी के बाद कोई नहीं है? माननीय राजनाथ जी की आज हर जगह डिमांड होती है, जहां जहां जाइए।
आरती हेमंता,
because I think we should include him in the list of people who are mass leaders. Absolutely. I stand corrected with that.
इसलिए देखिए, ये मुद्दा नहीं है कि कौन। अब हेमंता जी जब कांग्रेस में थे तो क्या स्थिति थी वहां पर, कुत्ते को बिस्किट और वो बार बार कहने वाली बात नहीं, लेकिन सम्मान वहां नहीं था। लेकिन वही व्यक्ति जब वहां आसाम का मुख्यमंत्री भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने बनाया, आज देखिए हिंदुस्तान का लीडर बन गया वो, और आज अपने कामों की वजह से पूरे हिंदुस्तान में उस व्यक्ति की एक पहचान है। इसी तरीके से मोहन यादव जी ने अभी जुमा 1-2 महीने हुआ और स्थितियां बदलनी शुरू हो गई हैं। शिवराज जी हमारे पुराने नेता है, वो जाएंगे और जरूर जाएंगे ऊपर सेंटर में, जो भी होगा। उन लोगों की किसी योग्यता को कोई कहीं रोक नहीं सकता है, क्योंकि वो राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष रह चुके हैं युवा मोर्चा के, और वो बड़े पदों पर रहे हैं, मुख्यमंत्री इतने दिन रहे हैं। लेकिन देखिए आप आरती जी, भारतीय जनता पार्टी में योग्यता को नहीं कम कर सकती हैं। भारतीय जनता पार्टी में वो कोहिनूर के हीरे कहीं बहुत छुपे हुए हैं, और जौहरी जो हमारे बैठे हुए ऊपर, वो खोज खोज के निकालते हैं। और ये नहीं है कि माननीय मोदी जी जीवन भर प्रधानमंत्री बने बैठे रहेंगे। भारतीय जनता पार्टी उनके बाद भी लोगों को चाहती है, इसलिए वो दूसरी लाइन ये तैयार कर रहे हैं। ये युवा नेताओं की फौज जब आगे बढ़ेगी तो देश का कल्याण होगा। और एक लाइन और मैं कहूंगा, राहुल गांधी जी के बगल में कितने बढ़िया ऊर्जावान नेता थे, आज कहां हैं वो? आज किस तरीके के लोग हैं कि जो उनको सही सलाह नहीं दे पाते हैं। तो आज उन नेताओं में और इन नेताओं में फर्क देखिए कि जो 60, 61, 56 साल वो किए सत्ता में रहे लोग, किस तरीके से रहते रहे, क्योंकि वहां पर एक परिवार का होल्ड था। वो परिवार जो कहता रहा वो होता रहा। आज सभी नेताओं का कहना हो रहा है। आज पूरे देश में अलग अलग जगहों पर अलग अलग नेता, अलग अलग योग्यता है। जी,
आपने ये लाइन तो बहुत अच्छी दी आज कि ये कोहिनूर छुपे हैं और जौहरी ऊपर बैठे हैं, वो निकालेंगे उन कोहिनूर को। दिल कार्व द कोहिनूर्स आउट ऑफ द प्रेशियस स्टोन। बहुत कोटेबल कोट है अश्विनी शाही जी आज आपका। तहसीन, कैन यू बेटर दैट एज योर क्लोजिंग कमेंट? लास्ट वर्ड टू यू तहसीन पूनावाला।
I just hope that what Ashwini ji thinks is a Kohinoor and diamond that he's got from the coal mines does not turn out to be a lab diamond. So I just hope that that's the fact, because lab diamonds we know now exist. But the fact is, look, it's all easy to say that the BJP is a master strategist and the BJP is now looking at getting its combinations correct. Why have they done this in Haryana? Let's speak about Haryana and BJP. Obviously, the BJP is okay doing business with Nitish Kumar ji. The idea is 400 seats. It's okay doing business with anybody else. It's because of those 400 seats. So the BJP is compromising and losing on seats, even in Maharashtra, only to achieve a larger goal of 400 seats. So then why out here in Haryana are they not taking an alliance partner along when they made an exception, say, for Chandrababu Naidu? Because they want to split the Congress vote. They believe the Congress is getting the Jat vote and they want to split it. So they're getting the two Chautalas to go and campaign, split the Jat vote where they get the others vote and put the OBC. This is nothing else an OBC chief minister. This is nothing else but political strategy. In the short term, yes, the BJP may gain, like in Odisha. In the long run, the BJP will be in a lot of losses. In Odisha today, the Congress, if it can take an opportunity, has a prime opposition space. It's open for the Congress today. All the Congress, and it's one Telangana, Andhra, so it can move into Odisha. Okay. It's got an opportunity. So today, the BJP is doing exactly what the Congress did. Like I said, 2024 is Congress Rahul Gandhi versus Congress Modi, and Modi ji is the greatest Congress Prime Minister in the BJP.
Okay, on that provocative.
Barkha, since you're looking for quotable quips, I'll give you one last one.
Okay,
they say that nothing succeeds like success, but I add to that, no one succeeds like a successor. So you have to wait and see
And I was going to end with my own quotable quote, which is not my own, but John Maynard Keynes, who said famously, "In the long run, we're all dead." So तहसीन ये long run कितना long है, कांग्रेस के लिए ये सोचना पड़ेगा. But thank
Congress
you so
can
much.
thank its Congress can thank its Prime Minister Modi ji. He's made BJP exactly like Congress, exactly. And
That
RT
is a
will tell you that.
That is the subject of another debate. Right now, we have to say thank you to all of you. Thank you so much, and see you all soon. Thank you. Take care. Mojo Story has always made a commitment to its viewers to go to where the story is. And as you can see here, we are at the epicenter of the Israel war on Gaza. We are right at the front line, about 1 mile from the Gaza Strip, as the Israeli military gets ready with its tanks and its gunners to begin its final frontal assault that will take troops into Gaza. As we said, we are not like other organizations. We believe in giving you all sides of the story objectively and as much as possible from the ground. And that's exactly what we're doing here, covering the biggest global story today from the epicenter of the war zone. So please, we need your support. Support us, become a Mojo member, subscribe to us, spread the word, and thank you for your support.